Yeah. Hey, so TFB underscore TJ says, will this film beat Black Adam's numbers? I think it will, but not by a lot. I'll say that. I think it will, but not by a lot. I definitely don't think it's going to do a billion. And I did a breakdown on this on X yesterday. So it has to beat Man of Steel. Now, not talking about inflation and all of that, Man of Steel made $691 million. Okay. Believe it or not, that movie actually made more than what people thought. So the movie had a budget of $225 million plus $150 million for marketing. So that got it up to $3 and change, which is pretty expensive. But they were already getting back in merch and tie-ins and all other kind of stuff, 170 million, which brought that back down to just a straight 225 million. So 225 million with a multiplier of 2.5, that gives it $581 million. Man of Steel made 691.
That's why there was so much product placement in the film. You had the IHOP.
There you go.
The Sears in there at the time.
There you go.
Product placement within the film.
Right. So $581 million is all it had to make profit and get, to get its shit back. It made 691. So there you go. So James Gunn's film. Bring up the. Can you bring up? I put that in the folder. I put the Ohio breakdown sheet for how much the film was financed, plus the tax credit and all that other kind of crap. Bring that up for me, please.
Yes, sir.
And this is we're bringing this up because people are saying that the Superman film financially does not have to beat Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, but it does because of how much the movie costs. So scroll down for me. I don't know if everybody can see that, but all right.
Zoom in a bit more, Phil.
There you go. So 363 million in adjusted dollars there, 1191 in the tax credit. So that brings it down to like 340, somewhere around there. So 340, let's just say another 50 or whatever for marketing, whatever little marketing they did. Let's just call that $400 million. Off the top of your head, anybody know what the multiplier is? 2.5 times 400 million.
Not off the top of my head.
That's $1 billion. That's $1 billion. This film needs to make $1 billion. It can probably skirt by with a little less than that, 950, 900 million, whatever, right? But it has to be around that number to beat Man of Steel. Anything less than that, if it makes Man of Steel numbers, it's still a failure. Because this movie costs more than Man of Steel. Man of Steel made its money back before the film came out. This film cost $363 million, guys. Let's call it 400 million times 2.5. Not 2, not 1.5. 2.5 multiplier is what they need to do to make this film a success. Now they can spend whatever numbers they want to spend. But when it comes to the forecast, when it comes to the P&L reports, when it comes to the guys that put the money and the time and the effort into investing into this, they're looking for a return. They're not looking for this movie to cost 363 million and then it only makes 700 million.
Yeah.
That's barely half the budget back. That's nothing. They need to make 950 at least 900. I'll give them 900. They need to make 900 to that. They need to make that or more for it to be a success.
Yeah, because they want a return on their investment. It's that simple. Exactly.
They want a return on their investment, guys. So that's what that film needs to make in order for them to make profit and make their money back. That's what it's got to make. It's got to make Barbie numbers, basically, is what I'm saying.
And if it doesn't, think about what they've sacrificed for this. They sacrificed the entire DC universe.
Well, you know what? A lot of people, you know what? I was on Sills. I can't remember whose stream I was on. It was a long time ago, but everybody was cracking up talking about what they're going to do as far as roasting goes. And you know what I said? And I was completely honest. I said, you know what? If this film fails, I'm not going to make fun of it. I'm not going to dance on the ashes. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm going to be kind of upset. I'm going to be upset because from the very beginning, from this hashtag is wacky, I talked to Zack Snyder. He's moved on. Him running his mouth on the internet, him being egotistical, him lying, him changing the conversation, him changing the story, him putting himself and inserting himself in every single thing that is Superman. Motherfucker, you better make $1 billion. Because otherwise, you have wasted my time, my 2 birthdays that have gone by. I'm 52 now. 50 when this journey started, 49, somewhere around there. You have wasted another 2 years of my life waiting on something that you claim that was good. But more to the bigger point of that is, even if it is good, and I'm being honest, even if it is good, I'm not going to go see it simply out of principle because of what you did to Zach. See, people think that this is about James Gunn. It's not only about Jay. It is about James Gunn because he decided to raise his hand and say, pick me. I'll go ahead and do it and make the best Superman ever and screw Zack Snyder. He didn't say those words, but we all know what we feel like.
For his actions, that's what he did.
Yeah, for his actions. And ever since then, he has been on this Twitter just talking smack about the fan base and everything else. Not one time has Zach ever done that. Not one time has Zach ever done that.